So, good evening po sa inyo. We are quite pleased to have you in this interview. Before anything else po, allow us to introduce ourselves. Po si Carl.
I'm Ashley. I'm Kyra.
And then we are tasked to complete a final project activity in industrial and organizational psychology. So, state ko lang po kung ano yung purpose ng interview na to. So, yung purpose po namin kung bakit kami nag-conduct is to broaden our understanding regarding kung ano at paano nagpo-function ang HRM sa isang organization or company. So, before we proceed with the interview po, I would like to inform you na all information that will be shared will be kept confidential and will be treated under the Data Privacy Act of 1991. So, kung may questions po kayo or concerns before we proceed, kindly state na.
None.
So far, wala na. So, proceed na po tayo. So, yung interview po na to, we will be asking first about you and yung background po ng company. And then afterwards, we'll be asking naman po about the role and functions ng HRM sa company. So, ayun, let's proceed po with the preliminary question. So, una po is yung profile mo. So, please state your name and your position in the company.
Alright, so my name is Angel Loresta. I'm part of the Learning and Development team. I am a senior HR manager.
Okay po. So, ilang taon na po ba kayo nagtatrabaho sa company?
Here at SM?
Yes.
KSM 1 year and 5 months.
1 year and 5 months. So, ask ko lang rin po kung may previous role po ba kayo dito sa company nyo before yung current?
I mean, previous role ko sa
Yes po.
SM?
Yes.
Oh, wala. Ito na yung first role ko dito sa SM.
So, given your current position po, can you state a few major responsibilities po na napupunti?
Third, since I'm leading the Learning and Development team, I'm handling all the compliance training for SM Super Malls. So, compliance trainings for all the 87 malls that we have all over the Philippines.
So, I guess that would be all for your profile po. Now, magpo-proceed na po tayo sa company profile. So, yung first question po namin, can you state kung kailan po nag-start yung company?
Actually, it started in 1958. So, tinatawag siyang Shoemart by our founder, Chairman Emeritus, NBC. 1958, it started from a retail store ng sapatos. And then now, we have different businesses. We have malls, we have residential, we have hotels. So, wala akong business.
So, follow-up ko lang po. 1958 po nag-start yung company. May idea po ba kayo kung ilan yung employees na?
During that time, walang idea, but I think it's a family business back then. Pero wala akong idea about the number.
Okay po. And follow-up ko lang rin po kung may idea kayo ng number of employees po currently.
Currently, 2025, we have 7,590 employees.
Yung next question naman po namin, can you share the company's mission, vision, or core philosophy? And how did these guiding principles influence its overall operation and decision?
Alright, so for the vision of the company, guys, we aim to be the Asia's most popular mall chain. Because currently we are Southeast Asia's most popular, not just here in the Philippines. So that's our vision. In the 3 to 5 years, that's something that we're trying to aim. And for the mission naman, in order for us to achieve the vision, we want to, one of our first mission is to provide a family fun mall experience for our customers. So to the Filipino customers. Second would be is we want to give back to the community that we serve. So as you can see, there are a lot of activities as well, CSM Supermalls that is giving back to the community. We have different CSR activities. And third mission that we have in the organization is to how to make use, very, very wise use of our raw materials. So the sustainability as well. As you can see on our respective malls, already done 100% recyclable water. And that's true in line with sustainability. And what's your last question?
Paano po nag-guide na itong mga principles na to? And paano po sila nakaka-influence sa overall operations and decision making?
All right, so for the values or the principles that you are asking me, so we have a values, DELITE, DELITE. So first is drive and enthusiasm. Second is leadership. Third is integrity. Fourth is teamwork. And last is entrepreneurship. So overall, the business model of SM Supermalls is we have head office, which is this one, and we have mall. So mall operations, they're the ones running the malls from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So in order for us to have a wonderful experiences or call it magical experience to our customers, we need to support one another, both mall and also here in the head office. So wala dito para we refrain from having decisions that are very silo. We always collaborate with one another. And aside from that, if there are challenges or mga pagkahamaling the organization, we don't really focus on finding kung sino nagkamali, but we always make it to a point to find a solution. So doon naka-cover is sa policy. Yes.
We'll further answer so we proceed there a few times next. Can you briefly explain all the different categories or classification of employees?
Classification. So I think it's pretty the same to all levels, to other organization. So classification, muna tayo per level. So we have staff, we have supervisors, we have managers, we have senior managers, and we have executives. And we have different departments as well. Kung ko yung business, yung org structure namin, we have for leasing and business strategy, we have for support, and we have operations. So again, we have these three core functions here, and we have per levels as well.
So next question naman po, would you be open to sharing any details about the company's revenue or financial performance? Like, how has the company's revenue evolved in the recent years?
Actually, you can access it in our annual report. It's available naman online, but it's something that I won't tell to this interview. But every year, it's growing. As you can see, try nyo i-research yung mga annual report natin. So every year is growing, and last year it's around billion. Billion naman na revenue.
Then, last but not the least, what services does your company provide, and what is the scope of the company's services in terms of the industries you serve, the geographic areas you cover, and yung types of clients or organizations you typically work with?
All right, so the business model is property management. So SM Supermalls is a property developer. So we have different malls that we are catering to our customers external, and the main reason on how we are generating sales is through tenants. Recently, para siyang yung malls namin paupahan. So may iba't ibang nagre-renta doon. So paano kami kumikita doon sa renta nila? And also, syempre there are other miscellaneous na sinusupport si mall. For example, yung mga common areas, which is the CR, and doon kumikita doon sa mga fees of rental. So, ang ulit yung last na question.
Ano po yung scope ng company services in terms of yung industries you serve, yung geographic areas po na cover nyo, and the types of clients or organizations you typically work with?
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, we are Southeast Asia, Asia's most popular mall chain. We have 87 malls here in the Philippines, but we also have 8 malls in China. So may malls in the CSM. And when it comes to geographic location ba siguro, in the Philippines, we are present in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. We have in China. And aside from that, with the customers, our tagline is you're always welcome here. So ibig sabihin, we cater to different types of customers, different purchasing power compared to our competitors. Di ba? They're just catering to a set of customers, for example, high-paying customers. But here, regardless of their money, regardless of their status, gender, and even ages, they're welcome somewhere else.
So, that would be the questions po sa profile nyo at sa company. So, I think we should now proceed with the main questions po. So, una-una po yung human resource planning. So, as an HR manager, can you share your confidence approach to human resource planning, particularly how you address gaps between current workforce capacity and future staffing needs?
Future staff. So, when it comes to HR, I think it's very established because we have succession planning, and everything that we do in the organization is anchored on established KPIs, establish if you know the definition of KPI and KRLs, and we also set the standards and percentage, and it is communicated with everyone, to all employees.
Regarding po job analysis and design, how do you approach job design and in your company sa SM? And ano po yung mga methods na ginagamit mo to gather and validate job information?
Okay, so we have market study. We are partnering with different third party to how do I say this, to know industry practices in terms of job design, and it's anchored to different, how do I say this? So we have an established job description. The job design is well crafted in terms of ano ba yung objective ng kanilang role, established din on saan sila locate, ano yung mga gagawin nila, the metrics, and syempre the qualifications and the skill set. So we have market study, and aside from that, some of the rules are really crafted by syempre kung sino yung mga ng HR, and it keeps on evolving kasi as the years is passing by, nag-i-evolve din yung mga rules nila, and we need to update the job description. So, nag-value job design.
Follow-up question lang po. How do you often review job descriptions, and ano po yung mga indicators na kailangan niyo po na mag-review or design a job role?
Based sa standards, we should review any document siguro din. 3 years, kailangan nire-review and nire-revisit. Syempre, naka-anchor yung job design doon sa competencies. If the competency is evolving, dapat nag-evolve din design and the qualification doon sa mismo paper or document. So, it's very important. So, when it comes to parang ano yung indicators, first is syempre yung years. And aside from that, the KPIs are really attainable within the years. Syempre, kailangan tingnan namin if may iba pa bang pwedeng ipasok sa role nila or pwede pa ba yung stretch? So like that.
In recruitment and selection po, pwede mo po ba kaming i-walk through with your process with that? And including po yung pag-screen ng candidates na magiging possible na i-hire.
Okay. So since I'm from learning and development, siguro papasok lang ako dun sa experience ko as a candidate back then. So the process really is they have different platforms. So platforms to source. So they have LinkedIn, they have JobStreet, and they have Caliber, I guess. And these platforms is na-capture nila yung mga nag-apply. Nag-apply based sa mga nagsubmit na kanilang CVs. Then aside from that, yun yung parang passive, parang kinukuha nila yung mga nag-apply. But since LinkedIn nowadays is very parang good source of information about sino yung mga pwede natin mga i-hire, sometimes active din. For example, nakita ko na this person has a potential. So, actively, chat ko siya in order to invite for an interview. So, process would be, we are setting them for an interview. First is recruiter muna to really align if align ba dun sa hinahanap based dun sa kanyang job description. If nakapasa siya doon, parang nag-tick na lahat ng yeses. Second is that candidate will be interviewed by the managers. Kasi depending on the role, kasi minsan managers or your subordinates, usually ang after nung level na yun is the hiring manager. Kanino ba siya mapupunta na immediate supervisor? Then after nun, if okay naman sa interview, depende rin siya. For some roles, meron diyang mga tinatawag na simulation, pwede silang mag-facilitate, for example, or pwedeng pakita niya ang output, depende kasi sa role. Pero usually, it's really interview. After the interview is yung papasok yung pre-onboarding requirements, kailangan ma-check ang lahat yun. And after pre-onboarding requirements from medical, SSS, PDB, and such, after that is onboarding. Onboarding is the new employee orientation.
Ano po ba yung mga key criteria na pina-prioritize nyo in the selection process? And gaano po ba ka-importante yung referral, employee referral in your recruitment strategy?
Actually, hindi siya parang, okay, pag referral talagang ipapasok. Pero yung number one source of hiring kay SM is through referrals. Ibig sabihin that the employees here, they want to recommend their friends and family to go here. Regarding on your first question about qualification, wala kaming qualification. Demographics, kahit anong gender, I mean, LGBTQIA, wala. Parang as long, age, wala rin. Kaya nga, ganun yung aming tagline, you're always welcome here. Basta is lagi naka-anchor. If yung position is entry level, syempre titignan namin yung relevance ng kanyang current pay based dun sa tinake niya ng college. If meron siyang experiences and papunta na siya sa pagiging manager, managerial role ng kukunin niya, syempre kailangan yung at least 2 companies niya or previous company niya is really relevant to sa pupuntahan ng next role. So naka-anchor pa rin yung skills and yung competencies na meron doon sa isa.
What kind of data do you typically review?
I'm sorry?
What kind of data do you typically review na pag nagkakanta ka po ng reference and background?
I'm not doing a reference or background checking because I'm from LNE. I believe some of their, I think kasi yung mga hindi sa akin, is really some documents like NDI, na ID, and syempre yung mga IDs available. And aside from that is they're also asking for character references.
With onboarding and orientation po sa pag na-hire na, pwede po ba kaming enlighten pag ano po nangyayari sa orientation period sa mga newly hired employee, and what topics are usually discussed po during the orientation?
Okay, ayun yung ginagawa ko. Ayun yung ginagawa ko every day. So during orientation, it's a blended approach. Ibig sabihin, I'm talking to a camera, and I also have participants joining face-to-face because we have new hires from the head office and we have new hires joining from different ones. And isa lang yung onboarding yan. Our onboarding is, dati, happening siya every Monday. So, every week yun. But now, it's based on cut-off. Dun sa cut-off namin sa terms of salary. So, with regards to onboarding, so, we are discussing about who is the business, who is SM, of course, who are the leaders, aside from the sino yung kanilang mga department heads, it's very important for them to know. Syempre, history, mission, vision, values ng SM. And lastly, we are also discussing the strategies in place or maybe the unique value proposition for our employees. Yung papasok yung programs, trainings for them, and some engagement activities for our employees. Para makita nila may work din and there's engagement activities for them.
Okay. How do you measure po the effectiveness of the orientation programs, and ano po yung mga methods na ginagamit niyo po in doing kung gaano siya maging effective?
Yung NEO lang ba or lahat ng trainings?
yung newly hired.
So for new employee orientation, we are assessing them using the Kirkpatrick model. So the Kirkpatrick model is run under L1 to 4. Since this is for new hires, L1 is their reaction. How well that these employees like, parang sila muna, yung reaction na towards training. So we have a metrics from 1 to 4. Second would be is L2. We have a quiz. Or from a zero knowledge, ano na yung jump ng knowledge nila dun sa mga items that we've discussed. Nag-resonate ba sa kanilang values, kabisado ba nila yung mission, vision, values. And then from that score, we are also recording to the management. Para makita nila that, there's change from zero to they know as that.
Let's proceed po with training and development.
So, sa training and development po, paano niyo po ina-identify yung training and development needs ng mga new hires receive po na necessary training? And paano niyo po tina-track yung progress nila?
New hires lang. Okay. If we're talking about new hires, basically, very straightforward dyan. Yung kanilang needs for training is really function specific. So after yung NEO, kung yung dudugtong ko lang, meron silang tinatawag na functional onboarding. So we have different roles. For example, we have cashiers, we have people from the cinema, we have, for example, the head office. After NEO, pupunta na sila sa kanya-kanyang functional onboarding. Function specific, kung ano yung job nila from A to Z, kailangan discuss. So if we're just talking about the training needs of this employee, functional siya. Pero if we're going to talk about the moving forward, paano siya ma-assess, meron kaming mga competency assessment, meron kaming mga individual development plan. Because we want to know as well the professional and personal growth that they want to achieve at SM.
Paano niyo po ina-evaluate yung effectiveness ng training programs po? And if so po?
Okay, again, we have evaluation forms. So we have QR code to capture their attendance. First is we're tracking muna yung kanilang learning hours. Ilan ba umattend, gano'n ba sila katagal umattend, and all. Second would be, we have quizzes. Para ma-check namin for some, we have pre-assessment and we have post-assessment para makita namin if there are changes. Third is we're also asking feedback coming from their immediate head kung meron change in behavior. And isa sa hinahawakan ko, since I'm part of compliance, one of our level 4 of evaluation, if we pass the audit, the TUV audit.
Regarding naman po sa compensation and benefits, what type of benefits and non-monetary rewards po yung pinaprovide sa employees, and how do they help po motivate or re-engage staff?
Can you please repeat that?
What type of benefits and non-monetary rewards are provided to employees, and how do they help motivate or re-engage staff?
Okay. So, syempre, given naman yung money. So, we have that. But we have a lot of reward system that will support the morale of our employees. So, we have an SM Life. SM Life composed of different strategies. For example, nowadays, kinahire na namin our Gen Zs. Gen Zs are very particular on the advocacies that they're supporting. So we are supporting different advocacies na pag nakita nila that we are also supporting it, aligns on our values, meron ganon. Aside from that, we have free consultations sa mental health nila. We have partner doctors doon para at least if, for example, they feel na meron sila anxiety or baka papunta na sa support ng depressed, HR kasi couldn't help. Their leaders couldn't help, but the doctors can help. So we have that. And syempre, meron kami mga town halls, meron kami free trainings, meron kami engagement programs, meron kami mga salmon outing, meron kami mga trick-or-treat for the kids, and we have a lot of webinars, breast cancer awareness, breastfeeding awareness, and year-end parties.
Then how do you determine wage ranges and compensation packages and ensure compliance with labor laws and regulations?
Okay, I can't answer the second question, but I can just give you a concept on how we align the salary. We're paying them based on their performance. For example, increase ang pag-usapan based on their previous, how do I say this? Yung previous sila performance. Ibig sabihin, if they perform well last year, this year, okay, increase. Second would be is we're paying them for their we pay for the person. Ibig sabihin, if your values or yung observations sa'yo, madali ka trabaho, na-rate ka doon, nabigyan ka ng feedback ng pati mga department that you're very easy to work with, aligned ka sa values of the organization, we're paying for that. And aside from that, it's aligned with you're paying for your hot skills. Ibig sabihin, if your skills are, irreplaceable or something different in the industry, mas malaki yung compensation. But above all, regardless of our load, it's aligned with the market value. And aside from that, I think, we conclude na yung mga employees namin in the provinces, they're much higher than the provincial rate.
Regarding naman po sa occupational health and safety, what safety measures and mental health or wellness programs are implemented in the company to ensure employee safety and health? Does the company follow the legal framework for occupational safety and health, or OSH, especially RA 11 OPP?
Yeah, I'm also handling compliance. So we have OSH programs. So we have BOSH for our pollution control officer. We have DNR for Laguna Lake Development because there are most within the vicinity of Laguna Lake. And we have safety officers 2, safety officers 3, depending on the number of employees. Because just in case there are hazards inside the vault, kailangan knowledgeable yung mga safety officers natin. Aside from that, aligned with the OSH pa din, we have food safety training for our food court. And those are, external mandated by the government. Yet here at SM Supermalls, we have business continuity management. Recently, we have internal audit, we have internal safety framework that we're following. It is aligned naman with the disruptions that we may face, like natural disasters, it could be man-made or man-made induced or natural disasters. And we have for security, in order for us to keep on running or to continue running, just despite of the disruptions. For the mental health awareness, we have a lot of webinars for our employees because the stigma is still there in order for them to be informed or maybe for others re-informed. And aside from that, we have a tool, a web-based app where they can schedule a free consultation with a licensed doctor. And lastly, for the engagement program, we have different programs for the it could be maybe they are solo parents, if they're Gen Zs, because we have passion clubs. Sabihin, we already asked ano ba yung need ng ating mga employees in terms of engagement para umattend sa engagement program. For example, majority ngayon sa amin, 90% kasi millennials and Gen Z. So, yung passion club namin is all about photography, phone or professional camera because for the gram, for the Instagram.
So last two questions regarding employee and labor relations. How do you handle conflicts or grievances between employees? And what strategies do you use to promote employee engagement and satisfaction?
All right. So I believe when it comes to that, we have due process. Diba? Para at least malaman natin kung authorized cause or just cause to leave the company. Diba? But here at SM Supermalls, we have coaching and mentoring. Before tayo mabot dun sa due process na para tanggal yung tao because of meron sanction, just in case, we have this culture of coaching the organization wherein all managers din para ma-prevent na yung mga ganyang grievances na that you mentioned. Part ng KPI ng leaders is to have coaching conversations with their subordinates. Para hindi na kami aabot dyan sa mga legal na yan eh. So we have coaching conversations that we have at least to have 12 coaching conversations with our direct reports. And just once a month. And I believe that's a very helpful strategy to avoid those due process na rin. Pero if papunta nga doon at mabigat yung kanilang mga nagawa or sanction, we can discuss because it's part of our HR duties na, but we follow the due process. So para at least alam namin kung authorized cause or just cause.
So last question. What steps does the organization take to make sure that the company remains compliant with labor laws, example, Labor Code of the Philippines, and other regulatory requirements?
Actually, as straightforward as it is, again, I'm no expert on that, but we have lawyers here and we have audits. So we have internal and external audits in order for us to check if we are compliant. So SM Supermalls is such a big company. That's why we have an audit team checking all the dealings of SM Supermalls if nagpo-follow ba ito sa standards ng company and standards ng government or no government-mandated standards. And aside from that, what's the last question again?
Yung ano po, compliant with labor laws and other regulatory requirements.
Yeah. And we're also partnering with government. Syempre may mga meetings din yung mga HR namin localized to meet with their DOLE regional in order for us to align town-wide practice or pwedeng mga best practices that these government agencies can adhere or give to SM Supermalls.
I think that's all lang po. We have covered all the questions that we wanted to ask you. And you can do that.
Ayun po, I think we may now wrap this interview. So again, thank you po ulit. Pinaunlakan niyo po yung invitation namin to interview kayo. So, thank you po.
Thank you.